This is URASAWA Boys, a podcast where we read and discuss the works of manga artist and author Naoki Urasawa. Right now, we're reading Monster, and Monster deals with a lot of dark and troubling topics and themes, so a list of content warnings is going to be available in the show notes. Thanks for listening. Hi, everybody. This is URASAWA Boys. I'm Quinn.
I'm Matt Fennell.
Yeah, we're taking it easy. We're taking it kind of chill. Which is kind of funny because this is maybe the best reading we've had yet.
God damn, it's real good. Look at it go.
It's real good, but it's chill. It's a rainy, gloomy Sunday. I was awake until 8 in the morning.
Oh no!
Playing. No, sorry, I tell a lie. 9.
Oh no!
Mostly playing Vampire Survivors is what happened to me last night.
Okay.
And also not presently having a job. My sleep schedule, if I don't have anything to do, it ceases to exist. So, quarantine was a lot of fun when that happened. It just kept rotating around the clock. It was funny. Anyway, Vampire Survivors, pretty fun game.
Yeah, I know a lot of people like it. It seems neat. I'm a big Castlevania person.
Yeah. Well, I was resistant to it because I'm like, well, this is just brainless, but it's not brainless actually. It's pretty.
It's got all those roguelike things that people like. All the considerations like doing builds and stuff like that.
Yeah, it does. It has that loop down pat flat.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it is Sunday, and in lieu of a nice hot rock to lay on in the sun, we are inside, and the blinds are closed, and we're going to talk about some comic books.
We're going to talk about comic books. That's what we're doing today. Hey, yeah, you already mentioned that this is an exciting reading. I think, we were both a little more down on the last chunk of reading.
Really...
After we finished recording on Monday, I think both of us immediately read the next chapters and then said, "Oh, we got to record tomorrow, if at all possible." This is so good, and it is. There's a lot going on here and a lot to. I think there's a couple pages where I screamed out. Well, there's one in particular where I screamed out loud when it happened.
Yeah, I bet. I think I know which one. I'm excited. I'm excited to if I can guess, but I'm pretty. I feel like I know it. Yeah, really, the transition from last reading to this one is kind of jarring.
It's stark
in
and
some
immediate.
way.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's he just went from 0 to 60. He put it straight into 5th, and you're like, this should have stalled out, but no, man. It juiced it. It's super fun. We get so much, thematic meat to chew on, as well as a lot of forward plot motion, and two really
good characters.
Really good characters. Great Urasawa
Both of
opens.
them are good.
And really, if you want to talk about, last reading and this reading, I'm so happy that they're right next to each other.
Yes.
Because being able to contrast them, being able to say, here's what makes this one work, and here's what makes this exact same thing in this other reading not work.
Yep.
He's trying to do the same thing, but, and we're just going to be able to get into that, and it's going to be, structurally informative, I think. And that's just really exciting to me. And, I don't think I have much at all bad to say about this reading. I don't think I'm hardly down on anything.
I don't think I have anything bad to say. I have some questions that are raised by some of the revelations, and there are some things in this story specifically related to Johan and Nina being twins that have always made me nervous, and I think we've talked about it the whole time through. And more it is nervous as someone who is a fan of the character of Nina Fortner.
Sure.
So Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll see what.
I think man, I cannot wait to talk about that. Actually,
Yeah,
that's also going to be really really fun to talk about.
that's good.
Um, super neat. All right.
So we can
Do we
jump
want
into
to?
it.
We could jump into it. We could also kick back for a second. Um, Matt,
Yeah.
what's your opinion?
On what?
Up to you.
Uh, I don't know. I well,
Pick
you
one.
said you on the reading. I mean, I already said what my opinion was.
No, no, just on any, just
Oh,
on
just on
something.
stuff.
Just on something.
Yeah, we
Just
got.
because maybe at this point, the listeners are used to us shooting the shit a bit.
Yeah, yeah,
So I
yeah,
figure
yeah.
there might be some shit to be shot, is what I think.
We got some pizza last night. And it was
Oh
Detroit
yeah.
style pizza, which I am a fan of cheese and bread, and Detroit style pizza delivers a lot of that because it's the square.
I haven't properly tried Detroit.
I
I
mean,
haven't properly
it's the
tried
square
deep
Little Caesars.
dish. I want a fucking deep dish, man. I want to eat like I have never had a deep dish pizza proper.
Oh,
I
really?
think.
Oh,
Yeah,
they're good.
it's just never happened.
It's like a lasagna is basically
Yeah,
what it
man.
ends up being, and like a the Chicago style or the Detroit style, also kind of like a lasagna. It's just a lot of cheese and bread, so it's a good time. We had that before we went to a concert last night.
Oh, cool.
We saw this band Dexter and the Moon Rocks that is a TikTok band.
Hmm.
Which I have a lot of thoughts about them. Just the bit that they do on TikTok that I don't know if
They do a bit. What bit do they do?
Well, I don't know if we want to talk
Oh
about.
God.
So what they do is they have a wall
Okay.
where they print out and hang pictures of the different types of goth women that you find on TikTok. So like
Oh,
heavily tattooed
I don't
and
really know if
categorize
that's
them.
I don't think that's a good bit. I think
I
that's a
think
little.
it's very creepy. Is like
Yeah, that's
honestly kind
skeevy.
of the and
That
like
sounds skeevy.
all of the women that are featured seem to be like fans of this bit, and they've done
That
like
makes it worse.
yeah, and there's TikToks where it's like we met some of them at one of our concerts,
Uh-oh.
and I don't know,
There
it
is
makes
no
me very nervous. Is
no
the
no.
just because we talk about Warped Tour and
Yeah.
and pop punk music and what
Yeah.
frontmen of bands are like, and I just feel like we're setting up a lot of dominoes here.
It really we are taking a big bite of cereal on this one.
Yeah, so my plan was, because the tickets were super cheap because they're not a very big band.
I thought you were about to say good.
Well, unfortunately they're pretty good. Which
I mean, it happens. I think at this point it's pretty well established that you do not have to be a good person to make good music.
Yeah. So I got the tickets. They were pretty cheap. They're at a venue that I had been to before. It used to be bigger. They closed one of their stages during COVID, so it was in a part of the venue I hadn't been to before. It was upstairs. They don't have air conditioning, so we were in an upstairs, and it was a packed show.
In Chattanooga
in the summer.
July.
Yeah, and so it was extremely hot, and we had just eaten like probably about 1.5 pounds each of bread and cheese.
Oh my God.
And it was hell. It was so terrible.
That sounds like the greasiest concert imaginable.
I had to do like bodily fluids warning. I had to go and like throw up a little bit to be able to continue the night. So
God. Fucking
it was not fun. It was like the music was good. They put on a good show. But the joke was I was like, well, I'm going to go and frown disapprovingly. And so I did. And like probably unsurprisingly, the makeup of that crowd was mostly dudes who look like me and you, and not the tattooed goth women.
Weird how that happens.
Huh, who would have thought? Yeah.
Oh man, I didn't
see
that one
real
coming
head
at all.
scratcher.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
So, that was honestly a little bit relieving for me, that I was like, okay, maybe it is just a bit. Like, it's still a bit that I don't like, but I don't know. So, opinions.
There you go, opinions. Here's my thing that I'll gripe about. I already griped about this to Matt before recording, but I'll gripe about it to you, dear listener. I went to my normal halal truck today, and the guys were not the normal guys, and they fucked up my order. I told them no tomato, they put tomato on, and both of the sandwiches were not hot. They were lukewarm. What's the fucking problem? What's the matter with you? Is kind of my feeling about it. It's just, it pisses me off. It's my least favorite thing. When my normal guy isn't there and the other guy fucks it up. Because the other guy always fucks it up. If it's not your normal guy, you know he's gonna fuck it up. Never have I seen a substitute guy that did even close to as good as the regular guy.
Yeah.
You can't substitute your guys.
You're not wrong. So the coffee place across the street from me where I go about once or twice a week, usually I will roll straight out of bed and walk over in my gym shorts and hoodie. And I don't like it when it's the same girl there every time because I know that her image of me is that she knows that I'm this gremlin who like has shown up in flip-flops and
God.
So I like it when it's different people over there, but I do agree with you that most of the time you want a regular guy. You don't look. I'm a big fan of routine and tradition.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm with you that you can just immediately get thrown off balance when the wrong guy is there.
Look, I don't even, like, obviously, like, having a regular guy, you love to make friends with the regular guy. But for me, it's not even about, like, like some kind of, like, maintaining tradition of the guy. It's just that the substitute guys are never as good. Mm-hmm. They are never as good. And that's what gets me. It's about the food. It's about the nosh. All right, I think that is
I think
enough.
We bantered. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's good. Yeah. Listeners, jump in. Leave a comment, leave an opinion. Let us know what you think. Do you have a guy? Do you have a guy somewhere? A regular guy who you love?
Yeah, tell us about your guys.
Tell us who's your guy?
Give us a catalog of guys.
I want a binder full of guys by the end of this. Let's get this party started.
Ooh.
Matt.
I'm first.
114.
The Spy's Child.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. We open on Verdeman as he sits and stews with Lunga's questions and revelations about his father and Franz Bonaparte, remembering the torment he revealed being branded the son of a spy. After a while, he's called away to pick up his wife and his new child from the hospital. Tenma is waiting in Verdeman's car and holds him at gunpoint, asking about Ava, convinced that Bauer/Roberto is in league with Verdeman. Verdeman is confused, and Tenma reveals that Bauer is Roberto, causing Verdeman to slam on the brakes and monologue about trust and innocence and how his belief in his clients has always been a front. After his father's conviction was overturned, Verdeman found a notebook with indisputable proof that his father was indeed a spy, and his worldview crumbled. Tenma realizes that Roberto must be after the notebook, and the two head to Verdeman's house, which has been ransacked. A note left behind by Roberto, as Ava, taunts Tenma and tells him to meet at the Red Rose Mansion to save her. Verdeman produces a notebook from inside of the Somewhere Over the Rainbow album, gives it to Tenma in a true act of trust, and says that he doesn't need it anymore. And then we get some like shots of him and his new baby. As Tenma heads out again, sad Hulk music.
Yep, there it is.
Yeah.
Ah, man, this chapter is interesting. So how do you feel about Verdeman now?
Much better. I still don't like him very much, but this is like a good like capper on this guy's deal. I think we could have gotten here in 2 instead of in 4, and I would have been happier. I don't need to see a lot of him. I don't really care for him still. So
yeah, the note that I have, and I forget precisely which part of the chapter I made this note about. Oh, no, yeah, it was their conversation in the car, and my note was, is this really the best way for us to have learned this, LMAO? like you said, 2 instead of 4, but to me, the main problem is the fact that it was so strongly signposted from, like, the third page he was there.
Yeah.
We were like, he's like, well, I'm not the son of a spy. And then we're like, okay, so he's the son of a spy then, and that's kind of his deal. You know, it's too fucking easy to guess. And while Urasawa is not always unpredictable, and he can do a lot of great stuff with predictability, this wasn't one of those times.
No,
you know,
this was just kind of, you know, it is what it is. There's some stuff in this that I like. I like the conversation they have in the car when Tenma says, no more victims. Yes. I like that. That's a new phrase that we haven't seen before, and it starts to recontextualize. I mean, like, of course he has been trying to stop Johan. It's always, can we stop Johan before he does anything else?
His desperation is really mounting.
Yeah. No more victims is like, okay, that is the sign that we hang over the, the back over half of this. Yeah.
Maybe back third at this point.
Back third, yeah.
Yeah, totally. No more victims. I think that is a really good watchword for Tenma, and part of his evolution, right, as we're seeing him go, and he's like, well, I
have to kill Johan.
I gotta kill Johan. At first it was just because of, like out of guilt, like, I'm responsible for this. But as the body count has mounted, like, it's less about him, and now it's more about people just keep dying, and I can't handle that.
Yep.
So, like, I have to kill him just so that other people stop dying. And I think that's a really cool... I don't think he ever says it in so many words.
No.
But I think that space is just absolutely fucking fascinating, because we've talked about how this is, like, kind of a thriller, and how Tenma is not a thriller protagonist, but he is the protagonist of this one. I think this is a great example of him behaving in truly non-protagonist ways.
Yeah.
Like, he just gets in this car and points the fucking gun at this guy.
Has he done this a couple times already?
It seems like his favorite move.
Yeah,
he loves to use the gun in the car.
Did he do it in the first half of the story at some point? Yes, he did when he was with Mr. Lawyer and Mr. Doctor, I think, right?
He did it with Mr. No. It wasn't Mr. Lawyer and Mr. Doctor. He did it in
did he do it in Prague?
No, I can't remember what city the baby stuff went down in, but it was the Turkish Quarter. Yeah. Frankfurt, thank you.
Yeah,
right. He did it in Frankfurt.
It was when General Wolf had him. That's where he did it.
Yeah. And then he did it another time fairly recently. With Gunther to get them. Yeah. Anyway, so he just loves to pull the gun in the car. For a guy who has only ever non-lethally shot one person, he points that gun around a
wave
lot.
That thing around. Yeah, it's good.
We're just really in grizzled Tenma era now.
He's got some good facial hair in this reading.
Yeah, but like I was saying, just his behavior is just, it's not thriller protagonist behavior. He is scared and he is desperate and he's just struggling. He's struggling real bad.
Yeah. What else do I have? Oh, I have like two little like cinema sinsy notes that I am almost hesitant to bring up. These are like good. They like resolve problems that I had before. Okay. One is a thing that we talked about last reading where you said the timeline seems weird. I wonder if it's a misprint, and it 100% is, because the date that Lunga gave last time was 1996 of the meetup here, but in him remembering it, and then when we see the notebook, it's 1966 is when the meeting is, which is I think what you posited. The other thing
I think I said 70. I wasn't guessing 60. That's quite early.
Yeah, I think you just said that it was earlier. You probably just said it was wrong. Yeah. The other thing, I did always think, I don't think I brought this up. I thought it was weird that Tenma's patients had apparently hired Roberto. Like, how did he manage to do that? I was like, that doesn't make any sense to me. And then in this one where we kind of get the reveal, oh no, Roberto just did this as a way to get at that notebook. Like that makes a lot more sense to me than he, put out ads in the newspaper about...
Yeah, because he's not a real lawyer.
He's not a lawyer. How did
he trick them?
I mean, unless he was a lawyer back in, Czechoslovakia, and that was his front for being...
East Germany.
East Germany.
I don't know. I mean, who knows what's up with Roberto? Jesus.
But I thought that was weird.
I don't know if we ever get any, history.
I don't want any. I just want him to be our trusted friend Roberto,
our trusted friend
who lives in the abandoned warehouse down the road.
You know what? We've been saying it. We've said before, Johan is baby girl, but I think someone
Roberto
needs to stand up
is
and
probably
say
baby
Roberto
girl.
is his baby girl. Where's my Roberto edits?
We've
like,
come so far from his introduction as the butler who plays chess. It's so funny.
Fun. It's so funny how every time Roberto shows up, we just like cheer, we're like,
we
yes!
hoot and holler. We love it.
It's fucking.
He's here.
He's just a bad penny, man. He just keeps showing up. Yeah, it's really. He's just like our mascot at this point.
I mean, he's gonna come away high in the power rankings. Yeah.
Oh yeah. God. I think like I do wish that I had more to say about this chapter thematically, but I don't think I do.
The only other big note I had was, oh man, we got some real dad issues coming up here, and that seems to continue through a couple of the other stories this time.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Parenting. Parentage. Okay, heritage. Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
There's a theme there. Family, parenting. Good catch. The only other note that I have is there's a really cool, very thriller moment, just genuinely brilliant writing. There's a letter here for you. You know, Vertiman says, does that mean Ava's alive? And Tenma says, no, that's not her handwriting.
It's good.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I don't know if have you ever seen this move before?
That's not her handwriting? Well, I don't think so. Yeah, I mean, like, right? fake notes, that happens. That actually happens.
But fake notes, sure, but does it happen in the sense of, like, the kidnapper taunting them? That way?
I don't think in that way.
I just, like, the way that I read it is, like, Roberto knows that
Oh, you think so?
And Roberto knows that Tenma will be able to tell, so then it's like mocking.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay.
And that and that makes it just like so cool and creepy and fuck you.
Yeah. No, I mean, because you're right, because it's not like this is his plan to lure Tenma there, because they get there and Roberto is not there.
Yeah.
So yeah, that makes more sense to me. You're right. I haven't seen that before, and that's pretty cool.
Yeah. And then I guess themes of, you know, belief and trust. Tenma says, it's probably better not to trust anyone who carries a gun.
That's a pretty hard line, yeah.
Yeah. It's good. It's a good line.
I do like at the end that Vertiman has this, you know, it's revealed that his whole thing has just been like a front and there's nothing at the center of it. And I think did we say he felt empty before? And so it's like,
we didn't say he felt empty, but we talked about how there was something off and how he was kind of an inverse of some other character.
Right. So like, learning that, it seemed false because it was, and he's been this like black hole of conflict, you know, and then his
faking it till he making it.
Yeah. And then his genuine moment of trust for Tenma right at the end, where like, I'm going to give this to you, right? Like this thing that reveals my whole cover story is a lie. Like I'm giving it to you. I'm trusting you with it. I don't need it anymore. This is for you now. That's like a good, good moment.
You know what that is? You know what is interesting about that actually is it is a rare moment of, and like obviously characters pass into and out of this story, you know, but this is a rare moment where we see someone exit the genre. We see a lot of people get pulled into the genre. But Vertiman gets to leave. He has a family. He walks off with his child. They seem fine. I don't remember if anything happens to them, but I don't think anything does.
He's kicking around a little bit. Like I think we get a couple more scenes with him, but like this is the end of his story as far as I'm concerned. Like, yeah, and you're right. We haven't had anyone have a clean exit at this point.
Yeah, you know, it's sweet, and maybe there's something there about family and trust. Helping you move past harm done in the past. And I think lastly, and then we can move on to the next chapter. Talking about Tenma as being a non-thriller protagonist in a thriller, and then thinking harder about the thing about it's better not to trust anybody that carries a gun, and about how strongly Monster is anti-violence and anti-killing. I wonder if we could start to think about and conceptualize Monster itself as an anti-thriller.
I'll have to sit and think about that for a little bit longer.
I don't know enough about thrillers to necessarily say. I am positing.
It's an interesting proposal. So I'll continue to sit and think on this.
Please do. You're the expert.
Yeah, right. I've got a PhD in this or something.
Yeah. Okay. Chapter 115. Tenma hitches a ride with a guy on the way back to the Czech Republic, reading Vertiman's father's journal, and he accepts a sandwich. Reichwein and Vertiman talk, and Vertiman's like, yeah, so Tenma, yeah, he's going. He just kind of left. He's going to the Red Rose Mansion. We then jump back to the Three Frogs 3 months ago when Nina and Dieter were there, and she remembers where the Red Rose Mansion is. Her and Dieter explore it. They open the door that must not be opened, and we see a room full of dead people through Nina's eyes. She passes out and hits the floor.
Good stuff, man. I mean, that is a hard... Woo! She takes a hard fall at the end of that.
Yeah, like her head, like it makes the sound. You can see it.
She is hitting hardwood.
Yeah.
It is. Oof. Holy cow.
Yeah, concussion right there.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, this is a weird chapter. The time skip is not a thing that... I mean, we've had people do flashbacks before, but we have never been like... hey, it's been a while since we checked in on Nina and Dieter. This happened 3 months ago.
Yeah, 3 months ago. So yeah,
it's kind of weird that it happened 3 months ago. Like
weird. It's weird that it happened 3 months ago and that it's in here now. But it's also like thinking about the last couple of readings. It needs to go here, doesn't it?
I mean, probably. How long has Tenma been in prison? Maybe that's the thing, that it doesn't feel like he was in there for very long, but he must have been. I mean, it must have been 3 months.
It must have been like a couple of months, I think.
Yeah.
You know, which would make some amount of sense. Like, he had time to get a lawyer and do all the talking and everything. And
yeah.
That whole deal does take time.
It takes time.
Yeah, the timeline does feel a little bit like, oh wow, it's been that long, which happens a lot in Monster. Is just that like, oh, I guess time has passed.
Yeah, most of the time, honestly, I prefer not to think about the timeline. I think it just makes it.
Yeah,
I think you just then become, confused and distraught by it. I just like to let the story wash over me and think about the thematics. The timeline, I don't know. I'm sure there are stories where you could make focusing on the timeline something that was rewarding and interesting and like part of the experience, but to me here it's just like, all right, yeah, stories move forward, this is a serialized story, time is passing.
I would say that that's Urasawa's perspective on it as well, because he doesn't spend any time on timelines. He just mentions it every once in a while, and it's really not important. You could read the whole thing without the
I mean, it almost even feels like a note that someone was like, hey, did this happen right now? You should probably mention this happened a while ago. Like, how long was he in there? So it's, I don't know. We've already talked longer about it than I think it's important, but it's just a weird move that we haven't seen before. But yeah, it's a cool chapter. Do we want to talk about the Tenma stuff first or the Nina stuff first?
Well, let's talk about the Tenma stuff.
Okay. Once again, the healing power of sandwiches on full display. Love it. Love to see it. I'm going to get a sandwich for dinner after we finish.
There you go. Love a sandwich. It's always on that. That looks like a Kaiser. Looks like a Kaiser roll to me. Yeah, man. I do. It is also fun that this trekker is like, where are you from? Oh, I don't know if Japanese folk like this kind of thing.
It's so sweet. Like, he's so nice.
I don't know if Japanese people like sandwiches. I don't know if y'all got those over there.
I mean, but look, I guess that's a fair question.
I mean, in the 90s, and this fucking guy, this like this
German
like,
truck driver. Yeah,
redneck dude. Like I expect he's not really sure if they've got sandwiches out there. So
it's a fantastic question, honestly. Do you got sandwiches where you come from?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I do think. Is there anything that jumps out to you in the journal at all? There's one thing that jumps out at me.
I am curious if this code resolves to anything, or if it's just garblegook.
Like, because
there's
no way.
I can't imagine that it does, but it's neat. It's very sinister. It's very interesting. Is the mention of the reading group kids here, or is this later? No, that's later.
No, it's on the first page. Held a children's reading group in the afternoon.
Okay, yeah, because my note here was, are these reading group children in danger? Are they all out there somewhere? And I became concerned for the reading group children, which we'll continue to talk about.
They come out later. Yeah, I think the thing in
what's the note for you? Yeah, here.
For me, what I'm curious about is, it says in the journal, dignity, an amazing experiment. Deprived of dignity. And I don't know what that connects to. And it raises the question, like, are the people involved deprived of their dignity? Is the experiment itself deprived of dignity by being, like, clandestine? I don't know, but if we want to keep an eye out for any other mentions of something like dignity, maybe we can make something happen there.
Hey, hang on. What is dignity? The value of human life? Are some lives worth more than others?
Oh, right.
Oh,
dignity.
Boy. Yeah. We're coming. It seems like that is more of a central. I mean, we always said it was a central topic, but here we go.
Here it is.
We're winding it up. I mean, more than anything, this is a note probably I should have said at the top. It now does feel like we're shifting into finale time. I mean, there's 2 volumes left.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. So that's like 36 chapters. But there is less of this comic to read than we've ever had before. We're getting, the roller coaster is maybe like it's going up the hill, right? We're not quite at the stall at the top yet, but
God, I cannot wait. I just can't wait.
Ooh-wee.
The conversation between Verdeman and Reichwein is...
Reichwein's in his exasperated era. This whole Tankavon. Yeah.
I also love that Reichwein is like, why didn't you stop him? And Verdeman says, you can't stop him. And then later Reichwein is like, yeah, you're right. I wouldn't have been able to do it either.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good. I love Dr. Reichwein. Glad he's still here, and that we always get to see him. Yep.
I miss Otto, but I'll take Reichwein.
I do miss Otto, but we'll see. Maybe Otto will come back. I don't know.
All right, on to the Nina stuff. Matt, if I had to guess, the page that made you pop off was that double wide spread.
Well, that's one of the ones that made me pop off because, and that is a great spread because we've seen the empty room like 3 or 4 times with Lunga, with other people, right? And it's like, what happened in here? And we just know that it was like a bunch of people died here, and then it's like, boom, here we go, we're seeing it, here it is. And I think we maybe saw a flash of, we saw the shattered wine glasses in one of Nina's flashbacks. And now
now we get this like grisly.
Everyone's faces are just like horrible, scary looking, just a ton of people dead on the floor, wine glasses everywhere.
It honestly makes me think. Oh, go on.
Oh, well, did I invoke Jonestown already? Have I done that in one of the previous episodes?
You know what? I think maybe you did, or maybe you just talked about it to me before, but.
Because that's the feeling I get here as well, right? Is like mass poisoning of all the people in this room.
You know what it kind of makes me think of, looking at it and thinking about it again. It makes me think of like a Renaissance painting.
Ooh, like one of those. What's the ones with all the freaky little guys? The triptychs that dude does. The Garden of Earthly Delights.
Yeah, something like that. Or, just like maybe like a painting from like the era of the fucking plague or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
But like there's something in like the spread and the angle of it, the fact that there's all these bodies. It's really interesting, and it's really, we don't get a lot of big 2-page spreads in this manga, right? We've called them out every time they happen because Urasawa knows it's a big gun, and he only pulls them out when like it's time for a big gun. And brother, this is a bazooka.
It
Man,
rules.
it's so good.
Yeah, no, this whole section's good. The first note I have is them Dieter and Nina wandering around the city trying to find this trying to find the mansion. It reminds me of, who was the boy that Johann kidnapped? What was that boy's name? Milos doing his thing, wandering around the city looking for his mom. It feels like, we're doing that again. We've got lots of just
a lost kid.
Lost kids. It's good. They're in the car at one point. She's trying to retrace their steps, and we get like a split second of a car ride that we'd seen in a flashback bleeding into the present day, right? Where it's like, because they're just it's a taxi driver. There's no one in the passenger seat. And Nina looks up at the passenger seat for a second and has that memory of the man telling her, don't keep anything from him, that we saw in the flashback. And like, I like that. I think that's fun imagery where we've got these two kind of scenes of car rides bleeding into each other. As the past is like rushing back to her. It's good.
Yeah, it's really cool. And yep, her head just hits the floor real hard.
She takes a fall. Do you have any notes here other than the spread for this?
No,
for this
I think this is a pretty straightforward chapter.
Yeah, like it's not keying us up for stuff.
Yeah, it's super important. It's very impactful. But yeah, I don't think it's particularly deep or anything.
Yeah, I think all last one is all the shots of like how time seems to slow down anytime anyone's opening this door. I think is really good, right? Like this door that must not be
always the door always gets like a number of lead up panels.
Yeah,
before anyone opens it.
Awesome.
Yeah, the door is a really strong symbol. Oh wait, that reminds me.
You had a note. You said something about you. It was either a correction that you needed made, or a thought you had about the door that must not be open.
Yeah. Well, okay. First off, the correction. Thanks for reminding me. The correction is, last episode, or maybe the episode before, I said something about Johann killing indirectly and not getting his own hands dirty, and I'm sure everyone listening started yelling at me because I forgot about when he killed Junkers with a gun.
Oh,
in
yeah,
front of
Tenma. Did too.
So I was re-listening to the episode and I heard myself say that and I was like, fuck. So if that made you lose all faith in me, I understand, but I fixed it. I remembered. So that's the retraction. The other thing, the door that must not be opened is the door to the past. It's the door to memory. The door to trauma. So it's all of that stuff. The things that happen in the past that make us who we are, that we cannot bear to think about, but that which also inevitably, invisibly control us. Because this is also a manga about being puppeted around by your trauma.
Yeah. Speaking of puppets.
Oh, whoa!
Look at that. Speaking of puppets, sorry I don't know if you're done. I couldn't resist.
I mean, that's it's a really good segue. Unless that brings up anything for you.
The only thing I was gonna say is that phrase, a door that shouldn't be opened. And I think this is you just saying it made me think about it. A lot of times I've talked about this scene in this room. What I have said is it feels like we're doing a summoning, right? It's the monster was born in this room. We're summoning this thing into this room.
Yeah.
I grew up in the denomination that I grew up in was, evangelical Christian. One of the things that happened a lot in the 90s and 2000s when I was growing up, I don't know if this still happens. I was like asking my sister to try to see like if this was a thing that happened to her when she was in middle school. Because I went to church school, we would have like assemblies, right? Where people would come in and tell us like satanic panic stories, right?
Wow.
Like about, their friends who'd gotten possessed by demons and stuff.
Wow.
It was a lot. It was very intense, and it was a thing that I was very scared of when I was a kid. And one of the phrases that I know that people used a lot, right? Where it's like, oh, don't mess with Ouija boards. Don't do this. Don't do that. Like all the things that you're not supposed to, all of the spooky things that make you, a demon target. It's, that's just not a door that you want to open. Just leave that door closed. Don't play with that Ouija board. So I think that's more just for me. I don't think that's like,
No, but I know, but you're right. Like the symbol of the door opening, I mean, that's a pretty important like magical like symbol in general.
And we've said Johann has this weird supernatural air about
he
him,
does.
since the jump.
Yeah. While we're on the subject, kids, just remember, if you don't believe in Ouija boards, play with them all you like. But if you even kind of believe that they work, dude, don't do it.
Yeah, that sounds fair to me.
Yeah, like
that's I can co-sign that.
Yeah. It's just, yep. All right, and with that, and so we can keep an eye open for other stuff, because we're really in like looking into the past, looking into the trauma and stuff, and opening those doors that must not be opened. So yeah, we can keep an eye out for other uses of that. In the meantime, Matt, if you want to take us away on chapter 116.
116, Puppeteer. A tall, sad man with a gaunt face and big eyes performs a puppet show about a young man killing a devil, but no one watches. He packs up his puppets and heads home to find his apartment open. In a panic, he goes in and finds the doctor, who tells him that the girl staying with him for the past 3 months has finally recovered and should be well enough to go home. The man, Herr Lipsky, acts a little cagey about their relationship and shoos the doctor out. The woman is revealed to be Nina, who kindly asks about his puppet shows, and Lipsky sadly replies that no one watched, like always. He leaves to go to work and has an argument with his landlady, who tells him that he needs to get rid of the woman staying with him. After work, Lipsky and Nina talk. Lipsky found Nina and Dieter at the Red Rose Mansion after she collapsed because he likes to go there for creative inspiration. He remarks that now his inspiration is coming from elsewhere, and we see him working on a puppet that looks like Nina. He continues to talk about his puppet shows, which include the story of a young man and the devil, which goes something like this. A devil set out to find a dragon that would destroy the world, but grew sick and collapsed. A young man saved the devil, but then, realizing what he had done, set out on a journey, tracked down the devil, and killed him. Nina is stunned, but remarks that she would have done the same, and the young man who saved the devil just did what anyone would have done. Lipsky is touched that she enjoyed the story and says she thinks he would have liked it, then revealing bookshelves full of Franz Bonaparte's stories. Nina has some recognition, and Lipsky reveals that he used to take part in Bonaparte's reading group, which seemed to have some sort of secret project at its heart, but was kicked out of the group for not being a gifted enough child.
What a good chapter.
Holy cow, lots going on here. Lots of reveals. Well, I don't know if these are reveals, but it's like, hang on, what? Excuse me?
It's dense. It really is dense.
When he tells the story of the his puppet show, it is shocking. We have the same reaction that Nina does, because it's, holy cow, that is the story that we were reading. This is the story we were in right now.
Shot for shot, beat for beat, like toe to tip. That's a monster.
Again, Stephen King is here with a character in the story who is a storyteller who is telling the story that we are in.
Yeah, totally.
It is.
It's
good. It's always a good bit. I like it.
It's a great Urasawa open, too.
And
One of the best.
The fact that no one likes this puppet show, that no one is watching this, that is like the story that has consumed everyone in it, and it's like the general public is just like, yeah, no, dude, this is a little too weird for us.
Yeah, totally. They're like, this puppet over here is playing the banjo. Like that's real entertainment.
Yeah. It's good. So I have some fun notes in this one. So you start with yours and I'll chime in.
Yeah. You might have more notes than me. I like Lipsky as a character a lot.
I do too.
Like he's really gentle and written gently, I would say. And that's what I really like about him. We have a lot of characters in this manga that are very strong. They've got big things that they want. They're sometimes bigger personalities. The baby, or even like Lotta. Like Lotta was a pretty big personality. Yeah. But we don't have as many people that are kind of subdued, and this guy, he's very soft. He has a very soft feeling about him. And there's definitely a bit there where you're like, he's clearly very awkward.
Yeah, you're not sure at first. It almost feels like the comic wants you to ask the question, like, is he holding her against her will?
Definitely.
And like he's not. It works out. It's fine. But it's like and we've remarked on this before, right? Is like, oh, and I meant to mention this with the truck driver. This is a guy who his face looks mean, but then he ends up being very nice, right? And we've talked about like sometimes you think a character is one way just based on their face, but then they're different. So it's like this is a guy who's like you said, very gentle, a little awkward, almost a little creepy looking, you know.
Yeah,
but
just a little bit gawky.
Yeah, gawky's a good word. But then he ends up being fine. I like him a lot.
Yeah, no, I think he's a sweetheart. Let's see. Nina says that the puppets are lovely, and my note is, are they, Nina?
My note is also that I said they are not lovely, they are creepy. And then I said, once again, and this is one of the first character notes we had on Nina from when she got that horrible poetry from Johan back at the very beginning. She has no sense of what is creepy. She's a Nightmare Before Christmas girly. She has Jack Skellington merch.
That's so funny.
So funny.
That's so funny because it's not like she even like dresses creepy. She's like a very straightforward girl, like fashion wise.
Yes.
But like she just has no sense of the macabre. She's like, oh, isn't this doohickey cute?
It's
and
so
it's
funny.
Know like this like ugly doll. Yeah. At this point, I guess it's fair to call it a character trait.
Yeah.
Because, like, no one would call these puppets lovely. That's just not the word anyone would use for those.
We cut to the puppets when she says that, and they look horrifying.
They're so scary.
It's so funny. It's so good, dude.
Yeah, it's great. We love Nina.
I love
Nina in this
so
house.
much. Yeah. Another very funny panel right after that is Lipsky just makes a note. Like Teeter's fine. He's playing soccer outside, and we just get 2 panels of him tonking a soccer ball against the wall. It's just, I don't know why it made me laugh. It was very funny.
Yeah, I get what you mean. There's a bit of good comedic timing later in the reading too.
Yeah.
I do think it's fun that his landlady is like, hey, you have to kick that lady out, but if you want, like, you can come over, like, what she says something like, I'll
keep you company or
I'll
something
keep you
like
company.
that. Like,
yeah.
No.
Like, you gotta respect it. It is really funny that she's
what kind of you're not allowed to have guests. It's such a weird like contrivance to try to throw her out. It's funny.
I guess she's just jealous.
Mm-hmm. That's definitely how the story is playing it.
And we talked about the devil's story.
Cool. I just wanted to know it's that story starts with the devil's looking for the dragon. The epigram, the monster from Revelation. Yeah. We said it's 2 parts. This is like the first time that in the story it is called out that there's maybe a second piece here. This dragon. I'm really curious to see if that resolves to anything, or if that's more like a figurative dragon, like Johan is trying to figure out the thing that will let him, end the world. I don't know. I'm interested. In a Western comic, the dragon would be an experimental nuclear bomb called the Dragon.
Ooh, wow. You really got that good. That's so it.
Oh, man.
Yeah, the Dragon Project. Published like 96. I mean,
it's a Wildstorm comic.
You know what
Jim
that
Lee
sounds
drew
like?
The cover.
Jim Lee drew the cover, but you know who wrote it? This really strikes me as oh no, come on.
Is that Warren Ellis?
No.
Yeah.
The guy, the fucking, I can't believe I'm blanking on this dude's name. I've read so much of his fucking work. Give me just a quick second.
I'm so curious.
That is kind of funny. So I Google Nightfall because that's the name of the Batman arc I'm thinking
Wendig,
of.
Right? No,
what?
It's not Wendig. It's not Chuck Wendig. Who is it?
No, it's not Chuck Wendig.
No, it's Chuck Dixon.
Chuck Dixon.
There we go.
Dixon. But we have a digression from this digression because I Googled Nightfall, just the word Nightfall, and it gives me a TV series that was filmed in the Czech Republic. So
look at that.
How about that? Crazy how that happens. Anyway, yeah. But just like the Dragon Project is such a Chuck Dixon ass mid-90s ass. Here's my crime syndicate with an animal theme with a white person leading it.
Oh,
but
that's
he's
good.
the only white person in there. And he's a martial arts specialist, and their plan is to, and they've been developing a nuke so that they can, I don't know, if we're keeping it in Europe, maybe they're, holding Vienna hostage with the nuke. They want to make Vienna the center of the world's new drug trade capital. And so it's one of those, overseas mini arcs where Nightwing
Dude,
goes
Batman
over there
is
for
so
a few...
good. I should just start reading Batman comics again.
Dude, you really oughta. Anyway, but Chuck Dixon, God,
a champion.
A champion in some senses, dear listeners. So, I've read a lot of Batman. I have read every single Batman comic published in the 90s and the 80s and the 70s.
You made it back that far into the 70s?
Well, I started in 69 and been working my way forward.
Ooh.
I'm in 03. But Chuck Dixon, as a writer, always writes the same thing, and it is what I just described to you.
It's the long bit you just did. I mean, that sounds like my memory of No Man's Land, honestly.
Yes! I mean, well, that's the weird thing, though, is that he had, Nightfall was really good and really unique, and it was the best work he ever did in comics, and he never reached that height again. No Man's Land was pretty close, but after those two, it was all just weird crime, drugs, martial arts stuff. And it's so one note.
Hey Quinn, I gotta ask before we leave the Bat Zone.
Yeah.
Does Batman get better than the arc that Grant Morrison wrote where Batman fights the devil? Gothic is that one. It's the 4-issue. It's the first in Tales of the Dark Knight, which is it's maybe my favorite Batman story from that era. I think.
Does it?
I don't think it's better than that. Better. Things get okay.
Look, I'm a Batman RAP guy myself, which is it's kind of like a basic answer. A lot of people really like it, but man, do I like Batman RAP. There's a lot of good Batman. Go back to the 80s. Read yourself some Denny O'Neil, my man. Read yourself some Denny Batman. I mean that Denny O'Neil and
Neil
Adams on Batman is just. I mean, that's comic books.
That's comic books.
Comic books, it's hard to get more comic books than Denny and Neil on Batman. That's who Batman is to me. Yeah. Anyway, that's probably enough of a digression there. I don't have anything else to say about 116, which is probably how we ended up.
One more thing to say about 116.
It's
thinking about this reading group. It's the note that he has about the reading group. He says that it was Franz Bonaparte would read them these weird, sinister stories, and then he would ask everyone in the room, what was the point of these stories? He's having, like I said, there's the implication that this reading group is some sort of secret project to, sniff out gifted kids, and, a human being can become anything, or whatever the phrase is from before. So I am very curious. I'm very interested to continue talking about, as we continue our media analysis, to talk about this secret reading group where apparently it was just a bunch of kids doing media analysis.
Media analysis, yeah. But it was...
In a sinister way. In a twisted way.
It's dark and twisted media analysis. Welcome to my fucked up YouTube channel.
Because some authors... This is a Stephen King thing. Some authors have strong opinions about people trying to analyze and interpret their works, right?
Yeah. That's true.
So I'm so curious about this. Not in a I think this is bad. I think this is good. I like this. I want to see what it means.
And maybe it even drums. It definitely taps into some of the stuff we were talking about before about Cold War and even Satanic Panic, the idea of this shadowy cadre of paragovernmental people. Yes. The intellectuals are making our children unable to love.
Oh my gosh. This is why you don't send your kids to college. This is we're doing this.
Yeah, they're gonna have our kids read these, then ask them what they mean. So like, obviously I don't think this is being anti-intellectual, but it's interesting that the big sinister thing that these guys are doing is reading and then understanding. And obviously like it's this almost supernatural thing of like somehow they have placed these like what are like cognito hazards.
Yeah,
into the fucking like children stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's this. They're blackpilling our kids, Matt. blackpilling the kids.
We gotta get it on a shirt. Monster. They're blackpilling the children. Oh man. Okay. Oh, it's good. It's a good. It's a good show.
All right. Okay. Chapter 117.
117, baby.
The reading group children. And I was curious about this translation, so I looked it up. Another translation they used was children of the recital.
Ooh.
Which is a little bit schmancier, I think. All right. We begin with another story by Franz Bonaparte concerning two people, Big Mouth and Big Eyes. The devil offers them a deal. Big Eyes takes the deal, and his garden is full of flowers and fruits. No, did I say Big Eyes?
Big Mouth. Yeah, you said Big Eyes, but it's Big Mouth takes the deal.
Big Mouth takes the deal. Big Eyes doesn't, and so then he starves. Well, I mean, he doesn't die, but he's super hungry, he's malnourished and whatever. Big Mouth seems to be doing pretty good until his garden wilts away. And Big Mouth says, I should never have made a deal with the devil. And Big Eyes, starving, says, I should have made a deal with the devil. And the devil says, let's make a deal. And Lipsky has just finished reading this to Nina, and Nina has a memory of someone who we can pretty much safely assume is Franz Bonaparte, asking, you know, don't you? Which is to say, does she know what the story means? Lipsky picks up another book and prepares to read. We cut back to the Red Rose Mansion. Someone is here. We see their calf-length boots. We see their long hair. And as Johann stands before the portrait, he says, now all of my memories connect. And he pulls off the wig. Here it's interleaved with the story from Lipsky, and this story is about the peaceful god. I'll summarize this one more quickly because it's pretty simple. There's a god who's really nice, and he does a lot of nice stuff, and then he gets a gift of a hat, and he looks in the mirror and realizes that he is a devil. And the devil in the mirror says, I am you. You are me. Lipsky asks Nina, do you know what he did? Do you know what the peaceful god does next? Nina knows. Johann puts on his jacket, says, it's me, mother, to the portrait. Even you couldn't tell us apart, could you, mother? Nina, Anna, the name doesn't matter. She was me, and I was her. And he burns down the Red Rose Mansion. Nina says, when the god saw that his reflection in the mirror was a devil, he put a gun to his forehead. And we end with a panel of child Johann from 1986 with his finger on his forehead saying, shoot me. There was no way to quickly summarize that one, huh?
And then we get the black rainy panel that just says monster.
I'm pretty sure that's the start of next
I
chapter.
tried to look at the page numbering. I think it starts. The page numbering just might be wrong. That might be the start of the next chapter. But regardless, you have that panel, and then opposite it, you have that page, and then opposite it, we've got something I've never seen before. I was like, "What is this? What kind of cursed late title card are we getting this late in the game?"
Totally.
That's what I screamed at. I screamed at that one.
Oh, you screamed at this.
I screamed at that.
That's a fun thing to scream at.
Man, I'm going to return to what Lotta said about the nameless monster. What is wrong with this picture book? Why do I feel so horrible when I am reading it?
Yeah.
All of these stories.
I
don't know what they mean.
I think these ones, even more than the nameless monster, really actually manage to be children's stories that feel like something is wrong.
Yeah.
Like, Big Eyes and Big Mouth in particular really gets me.
Oh yeah, because there's both of them there. Because usually you'd expect, a story where one character makes a deal with the devil, then things will eventually go bad with him, and the person who didn't, everything's fine. But like, nope. Yeah. Both people are hungry and sad and starving. And the devil is here to make a deal with you.
Yeah, it's very nihilistic. Make a deal with the devil or don't. You'll starve either way. Mm-hmm. That's definitely kind of what it seems like to me.
Well, then the other thing, I think if you take a step back and think about the story, right, as a whole, we've said twins. We've also said East and West Germany is a thing that comes up a lot, right? Like, do we think of this as like,
whoa, East and West Germany deal with the devil?
Yeah, I was like, are we thinking about that? Yeah, like, is that part of this?
Big Mouth is West Germany, Big Eyes is East Germany.
Maybe.
Oh, that's absolutely what it is. Think about it in terms of, like, capitalism as consumerism, as consumption. Right? Okay. Big Mouth, West Germany, seeming to have that glut of consumerism and capitalism and money. All that money flowing in from the West, and it seems like everything's great. Big Eyes, meanwhile, looking forlornly over the wall, wishing that they were fed. But then even when the wall comes down, even when illusions are dispelled, they've both been fucked. Yeah. The devil's still the devil.
Yeah. In that way, I think these stories are very good because we can sit here and just talk about what we think. That we could sit here, I think we could probably do 30 minutes on each of them, right? Maybe more. Just talking about what do we think this means.
Something like... it's fun. It's good. And what a magic trick for Urasawa to be able to do that. Mm-hmm. Like it's once again, when he's firing on all cylinders, this guy can make some of the most virtuosic writing look totally easy. Yeah. It looks like, he just wrote a children's story that's kind of creepy. Man, if only that's how it worked.
It hammers home kind of what I was saying last time, right? Is like, okay, stories and media analysis is a way of building ideology, right? And then like there are so many layers to this, right? Like where it's operating in the story, it's operating literally as the children's book in the story, it's operating as an object inside of Monster as a whole. It's operating now as like how we think about media analysis.
Yeah, it gets metatextual.
And I think Lipsky's questions, both times we're at the end of the story, he just says, "Do you know what it means?" I think that is like it's a little bit creepy, right? And like he almost looks sad as he's asking it. Yeah. I don't know. I think it just really it makes the whole thing feel so dreamlike and totally weird. Yeah, I like it,
like a meditation track or some shit.
Yes.
Yeah, and like you're talking about like stories, like narrative formation, like affecting reality. I think a great thing to note is like look at the differences here between this and between other stories that people tell in Monster. In particular, look at the story that Lipsky is telling about the devil, and about the story that he'll be telling next chapter too. Mm-hmm. Lipsky is trying to tell human stories, right? Yeah, about people that reinforce the things that people like you and me consider to be important. Things to be important about the human experience, and these stories don't. These stories subvert and do weird things with stuff that we consider fundamental.
Yeah, this is his stories. Lipsky's stories are grounded in material reality. These are like weird. I'm not going to be like a theory is bad guy right here, but like, these are it's theory versus materialism. I don't know. I don't know if that's anything. I don't think so. But,
well, yeah, I mean,
theory arises out of materialism. Blah 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 blah. All that stuff. I know.
Yeah. I see what you're saying though. I mean, there is. I
prefer your take, right, where it's the human versus it's just this disconnected ghosty story.
That's the thing. You did have something there in the sense that what makes these stories like inhuman is how disconnected they are from people and from life. It's I don't know, they're like stories from another world where things don't work the way they work here, and that's not easy to write. It's very easy to write a story where it's like, and then the clown killed everybody,
right?
Like that's whatever. Violence isn't subversion. We live in a world of violence. That isn't scary. What's scary is something truly alien.
Yeah, I don't know what to do with this, and that's what makes it scary.
Exactly. And this story about what you do, about your choices being completely immaterial, not mattering at all. People don't write stories about that.
No.
People write stories about having agency or having that agency taken away. Like we don't generally write stories about about our choices truly not mattering. It doesn't happen very often, and especially not in the context of a children's story. And I think that's really what makes Big Eyes and Big Mouth like so sticky. It's so good. I think Big Eyes Big Mouth blows the other two out of the water, personally.
Yeah, I don't know what to do with the Peaceful God.
I like as a piece of setup,
right? For the I am you are me, mirror, like you said, setup. It works. It's very literal in how this. I mean, well. No, see here, because this is interesting again. The characters don't know that it is. We know now as a thing in a piece of sequential art, because we are intercutting between the two. It's like one informs the other. It's working on another level again. This dude's running circles around storytelling. It's insane.
It's so good.
Holy cow.
This chapter is just a masterclass in how many things it does at once.
I mean, do it all at once. I mean, like, look, I'm going to pull this in too, right? I mean, well, this is just like another example of people doing this, right? Do you know what this, I'm going to tell the story. Do you know what it means, right? I mean, obviously you probably know, right? In the Gospels, Christ's favorite thing to do is tell weird parables that don't make any sense, and then his disciples get confused about it, right? And if some of the image that we've thought about Johann is like, messianic figure who's going to be the second Hitler, who's going to save Germany or whatever.
Yeah.
Right? And it's like this dude, now we have this reading group is this weird set of monster children disciples. I don't know. I don't like talking about it. It's they blackpilled the kids.
Those bastards. Yeah. Yeah, man, here's also something that I think it's very easy to miss. So Nina.
Yes, good.
When she's what? You don't even know what I'm gonna say.
I think I do. Okay. Go.
When Nina was in the mansion before. Wow, he's popping off. He was right. He got it.
It's right here on my screen too. No, you say it. I'm just excited.
When Nina was exploring the mansion, she said, it's like she's been there before. When Johann is exploring the mansion, he says, it's like he's never been there.
I only caught it on the second time through, and I said, hang on, wait a minute.
Same, yeah. Which you want to hit us up with the implications of that there, Matt?
Well, and this is the thing, right? It's like, was Johan there? Was Nina there? Because Nina has definitely been to this place before. Does Johan not know this because Kinderheim 501 jacked up his memories and it's him coming back here, now everything's connected? Or is he really never been here before and Nina is the monster? Or whatever made Johan the monster was not the reading group? I don't know. I am you, you are me. They've both been here. They were swapping out. They're getting half doses of the reading group each.
Something's up, and I don't remember what it is very clearly, but boy, is something up. And now we can talk a little bit more about the gender stuff too, because this is where the justification, such as it is, for the gender strangeness or gender nonconformity is this idea that Johan perceives himself to be, in a literal sense, the same person as Nina, as completely interchangeable, and so that, this isn't, I wouldn't call it like this isn't split personality, which, hey, now that I bring that up, hey, you know what nobody's mentioned in ever was the fucking split personality. It looks like Urasawa also realized it was dumb.
Or came up with a more interesting way of doing it. I don't know, yeah.
Or, this gender thing could be a version of it, but even then, but he says, I am you and you are me. That's not two different personalities. That's a merging and a melding. Yeah. That's one and the same. We were talking a couple episodes ago about how, two sides of the same coin, and, it's Nina and Johan are two sides of the same coin.
Right, it's not. Who did they propose it was?
They
I don't
proposed
remember,
it was Tenma.
but it was wrong. Yeah,
it was. But so this is interesting because you can really see that Urasawa is trying his hardest to justify the gender nonconformity. And here's the thing: this is why I was saying when it came up that it is so much like good stuff combined with really bad stuff, because this character concept is really good.
It's good.
It's genuinely good.
But as soon as you stop to consider the implication, you're like, oh,
yeah. The problem is that in execution, it is still transphobic and still says bad things about people who are gender non-conforming to whatever degree.
I also think it's interesting
that's inarguable.
Yeah. It's interesting that Nina does not share this. And maybe it's because, her memories are all blocked up. She's got some stop here. But it seems like this is one way, right? Like, Johan is like, yeah, we're the same person. Nina does not feel this way.
Definitely does not feel that way. But that's also, the nameless god doesn't feel that way. It's only the devil in the mirror that says, I am you and you are me.
Right.
The nameless god doesn't think this at all.
Yeah.
So that's the other thing of that one-sided, like the dark side is like, yeah, you and me are the same thing, and the light side is like, I just don't know what you're talking about.
Because the peaceful god says, what are the people going to do now that there's a devil running around, right?
Yeah. It's
which interesting.
Oh, fuck a duck. We're back to Freud.
Are we?
Yeah.
Is this Freud? Did he do
Jung.
this?
I can't remember which one, but this is going back to this is going back to Rudy's flashlight bullshit.
Oh yeah.
It's going back to, the stuff in the light of the flashlight. I know.
Yeah.
Well, it hasn't been relevant, but all of a sudden, the stuff that is visible, that is orderly, that is appropriate for society.
There's darkness right outside of that.
There's darkness right outside it, and that is one person. Like, no matter how much you want to just be what is visible and proper, you're all both. Of that other stuff. And again, I maintain this is a poor way of understanding people. Yeah. But
in a story, anything can work.
In a story,
you can say people work however in a fictional story.
Yeah, it is. it is a way to consider people working, for
Mhm.
sure. Like, it is definitely, it's a mode of interpretation of the human consciousness. And I think we're seeing this psychological concept worked in here very strongly with this kind of dualistic or anti-dualistic vision of the good and dark sides of a person, and how they relate to each other.
Do we want to get into one that is, I mean, because the next one now is like, this is making explicit. I don't think there's a lot of subtext to the next chapter. It's just a lot of stuff
No,
that we had
indeed.
assumed and pieced together.
Yeah.
And now the story's like, hey, just in case you didn't get it.
Yeah,
we're going to lay it out for you.
Let's lay this out. Why don't you go for it there, Matt?
Yeah, so chapter 118, that night. Dusseldorf, 1986. It is the night it all started. Er and Frau Liebert and their children, Johann and Anna, emigrate to Western Germany to start new lives, giving a press conference, making jokes about free speech and their new freedoms. Johann and Anna play in the woods, and Johann gives her some acorns and says everything here in this new free world exists for her. A man comes to the house late at night, and Anna wakes up. Johann is nowhere to be found. She stumbles downstairs and finds Er and Frau Liebert shot dead. She finds Johann with a gun and realizes that he's killed them and all of their previous foster parents. He tells Anna that the monster came to take them away and gives her the gun. He instructs her to shoot him right in the head, dispose of the gun, and run so the monster won't be able to catch her. Before she pulls the trigger, he says that even if he dies, you are me and I am you. Anna pulls the trigger. In the present, Nina collapses on the floor, all of her memories rushing back. Dun dun dun.
Ba-da-bum. And at the very end, Tenma watches the Red Rose Mansion burn down. And no, not the Czech Secret Police. Some dudes come up and they say, "Hey, General Wolf wants to see you." But yeah, it's a neat chapter. Color at the start.
Good color. Purples and blues.
Purples and blue. Trans flag? Trans flag? Here? Wait a minute.
That's the bi flag, isn't it? Or is that gender fluid? That one?
No. God. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What am I looking at here?
How many notes do I have? The freedom of speech thing. Man, I really after talking about big guys and big mouth, I'm in real like East and West Germany mode.
Big
here.
mouth, say whatever you want.
Big mouth, say whatever you want. Yeah, you finally have freedom of speech. Freedom. I don't know if there's much to freedom in Monster as such. Like, there's the interplay between East and West is definitely something, but it's kind of like where, you know, a lot of stuff that has political allegory in it is you're using other stuff as allegories for the geopolitics.
Mm-hmm.
In this case, the geopolitics are acting
they're
as
just
allegories
directly speaking for themselves. Yeah. Oh,
yeah. You know, they're kind of going the other way, which is sort of unusual, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
It's not super common, I think, to see the macro pouring into the micro the way it is here. I could also be wrong because I don't read enough books. So
there's something to it. I mean, because their little conversation, he says, you know, he does the acorn game where, you know, he holds out his hands. Both hands have acorns on them, but he says, you know, pick one. You know, he opens his hand. That's the acorn. She's happy. He says, all right, do it again. Picks the other hand, acorn there too. And then she realizes, you know, both hands are acorns. And then they talk about seeing all these nice shops and stores and stuff on the way over. And he says, they're all here for you. And then like laughs sinisterly. I don't know what that means. I'm not. And she's confused about it too. Yeah.
Yeah. They're all for you. That is.
Yeah. Is it because he thinks they're all for him? Because he thinks that they're the same person? I don't know.
No. It's.
Does he know that something bad's going to happen and he's going to have to leave? Is that what we're dealing with here?
No, I don't think so. I think it genuinely...
I guess this is post-Kinderheim 511.
It is. It is, yes.
Because then this would be the fake family, right, that they're stationed with, right?
Well,
and
apparently
it reads that way at the beginning, too.
It's after a few. She mentions, you know, she's like, oh, fuck, you killed all our other foster parents? That was you?
Yeah.
You know, so he's been doing the murders.
Uh-huh.
don't know. Actually,
I do
no,
also
he
think it's
did. Yeah.
funny. This is unrelated, but I think it's funny that this is that night, right? And I even fell for it. I said this is the night it all started. It distinctly is not. We are very past the night where it
No.
all started.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, I really want to. I want to keep the everything here is for you kind of in mind, just because I don't know precisely what to do with it yet either. But man, I can tell it's important.
It seems like it.
Like it feels important. It has something to do with the whole deal.
Then there's the question of who is this man? Who is the monster who has shown up to take them away?
Yes.
Yeah. My money's on Bonaparte, but I don't know for
it
sure.
Would make the most sense for Bonaparte, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then gunshots, and then she walks through the darkened house, which is great.
Mm-hmm.
She finds the bodies, and
it's that marker drawing again, right?
Yeah, it's not the marker drawing. It is they zoomed in.
Oh, okay.
They just took part of the picture of the dead bodies, and then they just zoomed in on them, and it gives it this super scratchy, kind of like low res digital camera ass vibe. Very 90s, such a 90s kind of a move, and super duper effective, especially on the shot of the guy's face. Haunting.
Yeah,
Fucking
that one's
haunting.
horrible. I hate looking at that.
Yeah, right? Ugh, Lord. And then, like, in the sequence where Nina's talking to Johan, no backgrounds. Very few backgrounds. They're in the fucking void out here. So cool.
Good stuff. Yeah, and this just kind of ties into my last notes are, to what degree I am you, you are me, right? And we talked about that last time, right? Like, It seems like it's one way, and like, what does that really mean? I don't know. We're setting up, we're asking questions that we're going to get answers for as this concludes.
Definitely. Yeah. Okay, and I think that's everything for 118.
I think so too.
Coolio. Yeah. All right, chapter 119. What Johan saw. Tenma meets with General Wolf, who has deteriorated significantly since the last time we saw him. We learn a little about General Wolf's background, and he says that since the Red Rose Mansion burned down, the nameless ones will appear, the others who lost their names. We cut to the wreckage of the mansion, and in the dirt, they find a lot of skeletons. We cut back to the hospital room. Wolf says, they'll finally be exposed to the light of day, but no one knows their names anymore. In 1981, 46 people suddenly vanished from that mansion. And the only information Wolf was able to gather was that they were conducting an experiment in that house. Wolf thinks that Johan and Nina were born in the mansion. And we cut to Johan and Nina wandering the wasteland, which we are now told not for the first time, but we see them wandering the Czech border, slowly dying of exposure. Nina asks Johan to say her name, and he says, we don't have names. General Wolf finds them, and says that when he rechristened Johan as such, it seemed to give him new life. And he thinks that Johan may have simply died if he hadn't given him that name. As Wolf begins to take his last breaths, he tells Tenma that Ava is with his group. Two remaining members of his group that are left after Johan has killed the others. They want to use Ava for something. And Wolf says, the rampage is about to begin. As he breathes his last, he says his name is Helmut Wolf, and asks Tenma to call him by his name to prove that he lived. Wolf finally sees what Johann saw. The wasteland. A world with no names. And he dies. Man, I cannot half-ass these summaries. There's so much going on.
It's hard. This was a hard section. Like, when I was writing my summaries for this, there was so much that happens in each chapter, and all of it is important. All of it is important. Every piece of it is important.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
I feel like that took like 5 minutes.
Well, I mean, it's there's a lot that happens, and all of it is important.
Yeah.
It is, my first notes are about them finding all those bodies under the mansion. It's very shocking seeing a skull. I don't think we've seen a skull before in this story.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like, oh.
Yeah, and the thing they say too, we just keep finding more of them.
It's not good.
Like, oh fuck! You know, like finding one would be something, but oh my god, we just keep finding more of them. Really, really sets you on edge. It's like, oh fuck. You know, it raises the question: how many are there? And how many will they find? You're
jumping back and forth between the two of them. I think really, I don't know if it's something that I just missed or didn't explicitly pick up on, but it's like, as Wolf is saying it, the things are happening, right? I mean,
yes, exactly.
You know, this is a cinematic whatever. It's like someone's narrating something that's happening elsewhere, but it is like, it's spooky. It's like he's saying it and it's happening. It feels in that summoning magic whatever zone.
Yeah. I feel like this is a chapter where like the summary does a lot for it. I don't have any big notes aside from just the fact that this is an entire chapter dedicated to the concept of names within Monster and what names do. Do you have anything else?
I have 2 notes.
Okay.
They didn't have names because they were the same person. Name is identity. Right, it's like until they are named, are they? I mean, because you said names last time you said the thing, or maybe it was 2 times ago, right? Where like someone's name is a stand-in for their identity, right? And then the whole thing that Wolf says about like, and then I named him and he came back to life. But I also think that it's interesting that Nina is already calling him Johann.
Yeah.
She is calling him that already, and she asks for him to say her name, and he like won't. He is seeing this world with no names is what he's seeing, right? Where we don't have names.
Like even though she's calling him by his name, he doesn't like, it's not his name. They don't have names.
Yeah.
And apparently he only accepts a name once Wolf gives it to him, which I think is a little odd, kind of like a minor sticking point for me. I'm kind of like, so what happened there? But whatever.
Yeah, it's weird. I mean, it's a good line. Like, I wonder if I hadn't named him if he would have died. But it is undercut by the fact that Nina seconds before has been calling him Johann. But like,
exactly.
Because it's really cool. I love seeing young General Wolf in his hat.
Just
being a cool dude.
Spence,
yeah.
Well, I guess he's not technically. I mean, wait, is he a Nazi? I guess he is.
They were Nazis because they had the death's head stuff. Yeah. He's a bad dude. What are they doing with Ava? Not excited about that.
Good.
I'm worried.
Matt, the rampage is about to begin.
We summoning more monsters? What are we doing here?
Dude, cannot be good. You know, and then so the world, what Johann saw, we finally know. Like, we've been guessing, but now we see it through Wolf's eyes, what Johann saw, a world without names. And a world without names, we know from this chapter, is a world without identity, without people. Even if there are people in it, without names and identities, they don't exist. Just like Johann feels he doesn't exist.
They don't exist and they're the same person. Quinn, is this the motherfucking Human Instrumentality Project? not to be the
well, I mean,
guy.
another mid to late 90s property involving heavy Christian imagery.
No.
Everybody's gone to the rapture, Matt. Nobody has names anymore. We're all equal under God.
Oh man, that's what we're doing here. That's where we're going. This is what was going. I mean, I know what was going on in the '90s that was making people think about this. The world becomes a global. It's globalization.
Yeah.
Is what's
Plus
happening.
the millennium
Is why people
coming
are
in.
concerned about this. Yeah, the millennium.
Everyone, I mean, the millennium coming in, and everyone will think about what's going on there.
Huh.
Yeah, it was definitely a time for apocalyptic thinking and consideration that you might maybe maybe if you were naive, maybe you thought, well, once we get past the year 2000, people will chill out, but no. I don't think so. I don't think so. If you were to do an accounting, I don't think that you would say that it's chilled. But yeah, but we can see the power of names here because names saved Johann's life. And not having a name ended Wolf's.
Yep.
Like identity, existence, life, all of those things are tied up, and it's all about the name. Which is really, as a person who has a strong connection with like names and the concept of them, boy, I sure love this stuff.
Yeah, it's good.
Super good. Yeah, I don't think there's much else to say about.
Last note: the two soldiers who picked Tenma up when Wolf dies, they give a little salute. It's good.
Oh yeah, they do.
I like it. I think it's funny. I like it, not like funny, haha, but like it's a good little picture.
Totally.
Okay. Chapter 120. Happy Memories. Lipsky, Nina, and Dieter go to the Red Rose Mansion just to find that it has been burned down. Lipsky is distraught at losing his creative inspiration, but also because this could have been the key to unlocking Nina's memories. Dieter shares that he heard on the news that 46 dead bodies were found here, and Nina has a panic attack because she realizes this death is what Johann saw. She wonders if she had seen it instead, if she would have become the monster. Lipsky remarks that maybe it's for the best that this place is burned down. His memories of it, most people's memories of it, were all sad. For him, it was tied to not being good enough for Bonaparte. Dieter asks if Lipsky had a mother and father, and Lipsky says he did, but he never really lived with them. Lipsky says he hopes Nina's memories come back and that they're only happy ones. Dieter then says that Tenma told him if he didn't have any happy memories, he should make some. It's never too late to start. We then get a montage of the three of them having a great day. And then Lipsky demos his new puppet show about a girl with amnesia who dreams that she is chasing a monster, but also dreams of dancing and singing. He's not sure what the ending will be, but he knows he wants it to have a happy one. Nina is moved to tears, and then she and Dieter leave to continue her quest to find Johann. Lipsky is pretty sad, and then a knock comes at the door. It's Lunga, who is here to question Lipsky, who he believes to be Franz Bonaparte's son.
Oh yeah. What a stinger.
That's good. Yeah.
What a stinger. I really love the opening of this chapter too, with the puppet hanging up.
Oh, and like the scarecrow pose where it's very
zooming
sinister.
in.
Yeah,
like, bum, bum, bum. It's super well paced.
Yeah. I don't have a lot of notes on this one. Do you?
I have a couple.
Okay.
Lipsky isn't particularly distraught. He's a little bit sad, but the thing that I really
distraught might be too strong. Yeah.
Yeah. I really like it when he says, "Perhaps it's for the best that this place burned down. I thought I'd be more sad. I thought it mattered to me more. I thought I couldn't live without it." And to me, right, think about this. He is an artist who is constantly returning to the physical source of his trauma for inspiration. He thought he couldn't live without it. He thought that he couldn't create or find himself without re-immersing himself in his trauma. He thought he needed it. And now it's been burned up, and he's able to let it go.
Yeah. And like, honestly, I think this really strikes that, if we're talking about people who write stories and artists, right? It's like, this is textbook tortured artist, right? And honestly, if we think about it, from what we've seen, his art largely to this point, not very successful, right? And he's thought that this is the thing that is his juice, right?
Yeah.
And him realizing that actually, no, I think this trauma is not the thing that holds me together. Maybe it was holding me back.
Exactly. Like he was making all of these puppet shows and stuff, and the only well from which he drew was pain.
Mm-hmm.
And now he is about to draw from a place of love.
Which is what Dieter lays out for us, right?
Yeah, exactly. Make happy memories.
He says this thing where he's like, I hope your memories that come back are happy. And Dieter says, why do we have to think about those ones that in the past that might not come back? Let's just make new ones right now in the present.
Yeah. And that the montage of them making good memories is really effective.
Oh, it's great. They do Beyblades. They eat hot dogs.
Yeah. Oh, which reminds me, that's not how hot dogs look in the Czech Republic.
Oh, is it not? How do hot dogs look in the Czech? Oh, they're in the bun already, right?
Yeah, so they have this little bun.
It's like corn
bowl.
dog.
Yeah, it's kind of like a reverse corn dog where it's like they have this bun and then they put it on a spike to hollow it out. And then they put the mustard and ketchup inside that thing and then they put the hot dog in.
That's sick.
It's so tasty. It's really good. Yeah. So anyway, that's not how hot dogs look in Prague.
Maybe they were at the American hot dog booth.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, they're at a fair. They might as well get something.
The novelty hot dog.
Exactly. Oh, this is how they have hot dogs in the United States of America.
Hot dogs of the world.
Yeah. We don't want a boring old Czech hot dog today. Yeah. Oh, and we see some parental trauma here. It made me sad. I wasn't a gifted child. I didn't live up to his expectations. If only I lived up to what he wanted. And this is honestly a pretty good foreshadowing of the fact that he is Franz Bonaparte's son.
Mm-hmm.
Which is then revealed later this chapter, and that seems like the right amount of timing to me. If they had let that one stew, I don't think it would be nearly as interesting. Which we were talking about how these characters are being done better than the characters we met last time. This is this is a perfect contrast to how Vertiman's story was handled. We only have a couple of chapters with Lipsky, and he is so much richer and more interesting and more surprising than Vertiman. From the jump. And if Vertiman's pacing had been a bit more like this, a little bit tighter, I
would have liked him more.
Definitely. Absolutely, I would have liked it more. If something is supposed to be surprising, you have to surprise us with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But not everyone gets it right all the time.
No. Last thing. Nina's little thing about this is what Johann saw. If I had seen this, would I have become the monster? I don't think we have an answer to this yet. And I do think it's interesting that she uses the phrase, this is what Johann saw, the chapter after we have, the last chapter was called What Johann Saw, and General Wolf has proposed it was something else that Johann saw. So I don't know if it's him seeing all these people die, it's the same, The World Without Names, or if these are two different.
But, here's my thing, though, is that when Nina was in that room, she saw all those dead people. Was that not a memory? And again, we said Johann, Nina felt like she'd been there before. Johann felt like he hadn't. She's saying, what if I had seen it? But so far there's more evidence. Yeah, there's more evidence to say that she saw it herself. And not Johann, which really just I don't know what to do with that. I hope that gets resolved.
Yeah.
Yeah, and my man Lunga.
He's back. He's here.
Whoa.
To hit us with that stinger.
And it's a good stinger.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Okay. Here we go. Chapter 121.
Ooh.
The Bad Job. If I'd known it would have come to this, I wouldn't have taken this job. I didn't like it from the start. I tell you, women are nothing but trouble. And we're in it. There is a guy bleeding out in the back of a taxi, asking not to go to the hospital, but to go to the Hellbrow Hotel, where Dr. Tenma is. 2 months earlier, he is speaking with the baby, who is bringing him to a job offer. The guy asks him a couple of questions. We learn that the dude we're following is a murderer, and he'd prefer not to work with women. Immediately afterwards, the guy says, "There's a woman I'd like you to look after for a bit." He thinks to himself, sounds like a bad job. He goes to Dusseldorf and meets Ava Heinemann, who agrees to come with him. They're on the train. He doesn't like this job. Ava tries to make a bit of conversation. It doesn't go very far. She meets a guy on the train drinking some booze. He tries to hit on her. And Martin's, yeah. And so the guy tries to hit on Ava, and Martin hits him. Kicks his ass. At dinner, Ava asks why he doesn't drink. He says, "My mother was an alcoholic." And they get to talking a little bit. They wind up at a bar. And we learn that Martin killed his girlfriend and the person she was cheating on him with. And that's why he ended up in jail. He takes Ava back to her bedroom, puts her down, removes her hand from his, thinks to himself, "I don't like this job." And as he bleeds out in the back of the taxi, he says, "I found out the true monster's story. I gotta tell Dr. Tenma."
I love this man. I love this man.
This guy's so fucking good.
I mean, we're here again. It's an Urasawa Open. We're doing a different genre, right? We are doing smoky saxophone, film noir. You know, this is no one else has had narration like this, right? Where he's giving his flashback narration. You know, it's
and like they were like sounded like a bad job.
Well, I pulled it up. I pulled up the episode from the anime to see how this dude. It's the beginning of Cowboy Bebop, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's not the same voice actor. I didn't get that lucky, right? Where it's
that would have been wild.
Who's the Spike voice actor? Now I can't remember.
Know.
But this was Johnny Young Bosch, which is another, that
oh
type
sure,
of guy.
I'll take that cast. I'll take that cast for this guy all day.
Yeah. And dude, it's so cool. I love this dude. He looks so horrible. He is bleeding out in the back of this car.
Yeah. He looks like Brad Pitt. Did we agree?
He looks like Brad Pitt. He looks like Bruce Willis from Pulp Fiction a little bit. Because Bruce Willis still had hair in that one. But definitely more Brad Pitt, I think. And then like this whole dynamic is the what's that guy? Saturday Night Fever. It's the Travolta Uma Thurman thing from Pulp Fiction.
Oh, sure.
That's like what we're doing here. Oh, the baby's back. Love the baby.
Hey, baby.
He's here.
What are you doing? Yeah, and he's being very baby about it. That's for sure.
Yeah. What do we think about this fancy man who we don't see his face?
Fancy man, he is very odd. He's very odd. It's like, I wish there were slightly fewer clandestine groups operating in this manga.
This man is...
it's hard to keep them straight.
There's a bunch of roses in his hotel room.
Indeed. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, no, it's Martin's just a super fun character.
Strong voice, I think, is like the thing from the jump, and very distinct from anything else that we've had. You get to play the kind of fun game of, is this dude a misogynist that I should hate? Or is he... What is this dude? What is this guy's deal? Why does he hate women so much? And then, when he's talking about killing his wife or his girlfriend, drops one of the hardest lines of all time, right? Like that story that he his story comes up because Ava is talking, she's blasted out of her mind and is talking about how she had the chance to kill Tenma, but she didn't pull the trigger. And then he says, "It's better than my story. I pulled the trigger." And then she just makes this face. And then he's just like gleefully talking about killing his girlfriend and the dude she was cheating on him with.
Well, it must feel good to talk about it with someone.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. I really like how that conversation finishes up where she says, "You're crazy." And he says, "Right?"
Yeah, it's awesome.
It's really good.
Yeah, and Ava's read on the whole situation is so good. It's the way that she is reading it is it's the best Tumblr post where Anonymous asks, "You should be addicted to shutting the fuck up." And then the OP responds, "You want to fuck me so bad it makes you look stupid." That is how she is reading this dynamic, and that is not what it is at all.
Yeah. It is, It is really funny.
Because she's so turned on by, like, how he ignores her until then, you know, he tells the story about killing his girlfriend. And even then, she's still kind of like, meh.
I don't know, like, would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so much of this is just how cool this guy looks, I think.
His design is really good. He's
listeners,
got
look him up.
I mean, well, the interesting thing about this guy is that in a normal series, he would be the protagonist.
Mm-hmm.
This guy's got protagonist juice all over him.
Oh, yeah.
You know, but here he is off to the side, bleeding out in a car, you know? It's really, it's just super interesting.
It's so good, because, like, we had Richard was, like, 80s, 70s Columbo noir detective, and like now we've got 90s Tarantino noir detective guy.
Absolutely.
Anti-hero, Shadow the Hedgehog.
It's very neo-noir.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very, just...
I mean, even just like the displays of violence, like he whips that dude's ass on the train, just like at the drop of a hat.
It is some Bourne-ass violence.
Yeah.
Like, that's the style. That's the style of it. Like, it's the kind of scene of violence that you would see in, like, a modern movie, or like a Christopher Nolan movie or something like that, you know what I mean? Just that, like, you can really tell, like, if it was a movie, like, it would be these, like, quick, tight shots, and it's, like, over in a few seconds, you know, because the filmmaker wants to convey, like, competency and ruthlessness, you know, and all these other, like, kind of, like, weird, like, here are the qualities of masculinity we're thinking about today, kind of a way, but, yeah, I think he's fun. I think his dynamic with Ava's amazing.
Oh, it's so good.
I love it when Ava doesn't get what she wants. I love it. Ava is the most fun when she is not getting what she wants.
Yeah. And both of them are miserable. That's what makes this so good.
Yes.
It's like,
yes,
man, it's comedic the way that he tells the fancy man, like, I don't want to work with women, and then fancy man's like, gonna have you working with some women.
Yeah.
It's just,
it's really funny. Like the comedic timing when he says you're going to be working with a woman, and then we see Martin and he's like, it sounded like a bad job. Like that 1-2 to me is honestly, like, really funny.
It's good.
It's like, oh fuck. Oh shit, here we go again. Yeah. Yeah, it's a great chapter, and we hang out with him a bit more in next chapter. Matt, you want to take it away?
122, the closer, the kicker. The worst necktie. Martin gets Ava to Frankfurt, where she meets with the important man and takes his deal. Armed with a new credit card, Ava brings Martin on a shopping spree, buying new dresses and jewelry for herself, and a new suit and a really stupid tie for Martin. She explains that they're going to some parties, and she can't have her bodyguard embarrassing her. The two go to a party, and Martin immediately feels out of place, and Ava quickly does too. The two leave the party and head to the bar, where Ava laments that she doesn't fit in anywhere anymore. She reveals that she thinks she'll be dead at the end of this, but she'll still be her. Martin says the following: "Old habits die hard. I wanted to protect her." We get flashes of a gunfight and cut back to Martin in the car, bleeding out, saying he never should have taken that job, and if he wasn't wearing that stupid tie, he wouldn't have seen the horror. Good stuff, dude.
I really feel like the summary does what's needed for this chapter. Like, there's not these Martin chapters, there's not a lot of, like, crazy thematic depth or anything. Just really, really fun character moments and action.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna, like, I love it every time he says this is a bad job, I hate this job. Like,
he keeps saying it. It's
load
so
more
good.
bullets into Chekhov's gun, buddy. Get them all in there. Like, make it a refrain, make it thematic. I love this. He's walking around with his shirt's open at the top, loose collar, right?
Yeah.
Like, when he wears the tie, he tries to, wear it, cool guy, and she's like, ha, no.
Yeah. Yep, she buys him, it's Kenzo's tie.
Mm-hmm.
She's dressing him up like a little Kenzo.
Oh.
Like...
And then when she says, like, you walk like a thug, and then we get, like, him big square shoulders. He's
he's just the way I walk. Over. Yeah. He's so fun. It's really, and once again, it's a character from another genre just being dragged into the horror.
Mm-hmm.
But it's being framed in a very new way. Like, we see him bleeding out, that's how he starts, and then we, like, go back to the beginning. Ooh, so fun.
It's good. Other notes that I have here is it's really interesting to see her in the zone for a second, right? Where he's like, I've never seen you like this before. Like, and he makes the comment, like, I didn't believe you're the hospital director's daughter. I thought you were just some drunk, but, like, you're fancy. And she's like, yeah, this is me. This is who I am. Right? And then quickly we realize, when she's at the party, she's like, no, actually, I'm not this anymore. And you and I, at other points in time before this podcast, had conversations about, like, okay, I don't feel like myself. Or am I the same person that I was 2 years ago or 3 years ago or, whatever. And I was thinking about this not too long ago. You had a really good way of putting it where you said, like, hey, the self is not like a static thing that is carved in stone. It's moving forward, right? And it's always, as long as you're living honestly, yeah, you're you. And that doesn't always have to be the same thing. And she kind of comes to terms with that a little bit, right? Where she says, because it's her whole thing is like, I'm back here because I didn't want Roberto to just kill me, right? And, like, taking this job, this isn't great, but, like, this allows me to die on my own terms. I am me.
Yes.
And I like that.
Yeah.
It's a big move for her. Yeah,
it's, one would hope that the imminent threat of death would not be the thing that makes you mature, but, if it works, it works.
Yeah. I will also say, talking about yourself in the third person, never a good sign in a narrative. When you're saying, I am Ava Heinemann, this is me, I'm going to live and die as Ava. Sounds like you're about to live and die.
Yeah. Yeah.
Last note. Okay,
yeah.
The party?
You got more than me. Yeah, the party.
He talks to her on purpose at the party. It's the first time that he initiates conversation when they get there. And she completely ignores him and walks away. And he looks so wounded by it. It's very good.
He hates this party so much.
So much. He's like, what are they talking about? Banking? Ugh.
Yes. Yeah. That's so funny. It's really, not to be that guy, but literally me.
He's just like me for real.
Just like me for real! Yeah, no, me at a party, this is exactly what I do at a party.
Yeah.
Is I stand around and I think, what's so funny?
It's the meme. They're standing in the corner. They don't know I killed my girlfriend.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh fuck!
They don't know I hate women.
God. Jesus, that is really funny.
It's a good chapter. I mean, even the
just
getaway
like him,
car is cool.
I can see the edit now, just like him in the corner of that meme thinking,
I'm gonna make it.
I hate this tie. This party sucks. What's so funny? This is a bad job. Just like all those little like surrounding him.
Bubbles around him, yeah. Oh man.
God.
Oh.
Yeah, man. So that's
it.
That's this volume, and we haven't had this much fun
in a while. I am grinning. My face hurts from smiling so much.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too. It's not like I haven't had bunches of fun doing all of these.
Oh, absolutely.
But this reading was just such a pleasure. It was so much fun to read and so much fun to talk about.
To discuss, yeah.
We got so much pod out of this bitch.
A lot, yeah.
And man, and now we're really at the point where like I don't quite remember what comes next, so I just cannot wait to stop recording and immediately instantaneously go and
I'm gonna grab a sandwich and then come back and keep reading.
It's just woo.
Yum,
I
yum,
think
yum,
I mean I don't know, it's gonna be really hard for another individual reading to top this one in terms of like pure enjoyment,
because this has
like,
everything I want. Yeah,
it has our intrigue, it has our characters, you know, it has our plot, it has just enough little bit of action there, little taste, you know. It's so good, man.
It's good stuff.
Do we now we kind of like wrapped up like the reading as a whole? Do we want to do any more specific comparisons between this reading and the last reading?
I think you hit a lot of them when you were talking about how Lipsky worked versus how Verdeman worked. And I can't.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like I guess it's just this reading works because of all of the stuff that's present, and the last reading didn't work because because that stuff wasn't present. I'm gonna die. I'm borping.
It was a big old burp. Here. Listeners, I'm not laughing at Quinn saying they're gonna die. I was laughing because it was because of a burp.
Yeah. But yeah. Okay. Favorite Tenma moment.
Tenma holding what's his face again. Oh no. No more victims. That's my favorite Tenma moment.
For me, it is probably better not to trust anybody with a gun.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like we don't get a lot of Tenma in this reading, but
no, but the Tenma we get is good.
Good stuff.
Like it's good.
Named character.
Christ, we have so.
Is it Martin or Lipsky? This is the thing that's hard. Yeah.
We have so much to choose from. It's not even fair. God, I mean, it sounded like a bad job. Or just the entirety of Martin's like introduction, the Urasawa open on Martin, is just like an all-timer. That is like noir character introduction done pitch perfect.
Yeah. You know, as much as I love Martin, and I think he is MVP character of this reading for me, I really liked in the storybook chapters Lipsky saying, "Do you get it? Do you know what this means?"
Oh, that's also so good.
So we've covered both ends here.
That's so good. Okay, minor unnamed character. I'm sure we both have the same one.
Oh, do you think so?
Because it's the guy who gives Tenma the sandwich.
No, it's General Wolf's men doing their salute. I love Sandwich Man, but the salute made me laugh very hard.
No,
I love Sandwich Man.
Yeah. I'm surprised. Okay. I'm surprised.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man.
And obviously, who is rocking? It's misogynists who killed their girlfriends who are bleeding out in the back of a speeding car.
Bodyguards.
Bodyguards are rocking this week.
Absolutely. Not a doubt in my mind is that who's rocking. Very
rocking
cut
so
and dried
hard.
there. Woo, 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 woo. Yeah. He rocked that boat. He rocked that boat so hard, his girlfriend fell out of it into the grave. So that's this time, and then next time we're reading chapters 123 through fucking
131.
131.
I've got the Wikipedia. I have bookmarked a list of monster chapters specifically
smart.
for
You're
this.
so smart.
I did it a couple times ago.
Yes. 123 through 131. That's going to be the first half of Perfect Edition, Volume 8. Oh my God, we are getting there. Yeah, and with that, Matt, I really want to know who you are, and maybe even more than that, I want to know where I can find you on the internet.
Yeah, I'm Matt Fennell. You can find me on the internet. My website is blarple.net, BLARPLE.net, and I got a Blue Sky invite, so I am over there posting at mattfennell.bski.app. There's, like Quinn said last time, application's got 2 dots. It is doomed to fail. But I'm having a good time
happening.
making real bad posts over there.
Yeah.
So if you're
Remember
hanging
back
out
in the day when you had to write www dot before the website? You remember?
Yeah.
You remember?
Once Google Chrome like got rid of that, I had a much better time on the web.
Jesus, man. I don't even. You would just think. Anyway. That's my. I guess that's my old fart. Hey, you remember?
Hey, remember when the internet used to be good?
That? You remember? You had to type www
for
like
World Wide Web.
You had to type uphill both ways.
Quinn, where can the people find you online?
God, every time you ask me this question, it's always
because there's so many spots, yeah, and it makes you kind of have to think about, okay, what am I putting face forward? Well, I'm gonna say first is check out Quinn's game, Any%. You know, we've said it the past couple episodes. Check out Any%. It's at 200proof.itch.io, right?
200proof.itch.io. Yes. Yeah, we can check out my TikTok, which I've been saying it for almost a year now, and I don't think I've posted a single TikTok in that entire time. But check it out anyway. The stuff that's already on there is good. That's authenticity.trip. And that's pretty much all the places you can find me.
Yeah, we've got a Patreon.
We've got
it's
a Patreon.
At patreon.com/URASAWA boys. Quinn is
Matt,
going to be...
when do you want to do the... Oh, right, we're gonna watch it when I'm visiting.
You're gonna be here, so we're gonna watch the Fugitive when you're here, okay. And then we'll record that
episode. Let's record a Maintaining Balance before then. Get that out. Yeah. So we got a Patreon, and we're gonna be doing bonus content. We got Maintaining Balance. We're gonna be watching stuff that is like formative for Monster, and not too much longer. Only a only about 4 months. We'll be starting on Pluto along with the anime, and gosh, that's exciting. But I had such a good time on this one. I had such a goddamned blast. Thank you guys so much for listening. Like, not just in the outro sense, just like, man, if you were here like sharing in like the analytical joy with us, like, nothing but gratitude. Like, I hope you had as good of a time as we did, because man, what a ball. So yeah, thanks for listening, and well, thanks for being a friend.
Thanks for being a friend.